Today we got Baldi Basics versus Spinach eating Baldi. To be honest, I can't talk because I'm bald myself. What's good, YouTube? It's Fresco back with another video. In today's video, we're reacting to Saitama Vs Popeye, and honestly, you know, cartoons do anything, so Popeye might win. For more anime reactions, anything anime related, make sure that y'all like and subscribe because I got some bangers coming for y'all boys.
Saitama, the One Punch Man.
Popeye, the Sailor Man.
East versus West. Old versus new.
Healthy eating versus basic exercise.
These two warriors may seem ridiculous, but their unassuming exteriors belie impossible strength.
He's Wiz and I'm Boomstick.
And it's our job to analyze their weapons, armor, and skills to find out who would win a death battle.
Like I said,
Life
Popeye don't win
is pain. Brutal and short. The challenges we face during our brief sojourn on this tiny blue marble are what make us human. They light a fire in our soul. They make it all worth something. Without them, we are lost.
Yeah, it's a little early in the day for an existential crisis, but luckily I came prepared.
For this failed salaryman, all it took to get that fiery passion back was to save this butt-chin child from a crab monster in underwear. That was a sentence.
This man was Saitama, and he was going to be a superhero.
And so he trained, pushing his body beyond its limits and shattering the boundaries of humanity.
So hard, his frickin' hair fell out.
Saitama's strength grew exponentially day by day, with the goal of becoming the greatest hero who ever lived.
And much to his horror, that's exactly what he got.
All it took was one punch. Damn it! He became too strong. He became the one, the only, the infamous Kate Baldi.
Oh,
But
Kate
anyone who's
Baldi,
cool
yikes.
knows him as One Punch Man. As in, he can't help but beat almost every opponent he's faced in exactly one punch. One friggin' punch. And this is a universe with some pretty whacked out monsters, like a giant who's over a quarter of a kilometer tall and can stomp city-sized craters into the earth.
Or an Esper who can effortlessly pull giant meteors from outer space.
Or a monster king who shaved off a continent from the Earth's surface and lifted it into the stratosphere. And Saitama's never even broken so much as a sweat fighting any of them.
During their battle, that same Monster King absorbed this huge chunk of the Earth's core and fired it at Saitama,
who blocked it by squirt gunning some lava at it. The lava he was bathing in, naked. And then he punched him. Surprise.
Saitama's created after images just by hopping side to side, defeated a martial arts master with his butt, and survived the inhospitable vacuum of space after being kicked all the way to the moon and before jumping back to Earth in about 16 seconds. That's 8% the speed of light.
Kinda like the time he blocked attacks from this alien dude who stated to move near light speed, or punch so fast his fist starts to blue shift. You know, that thing that happens when you approach the speed of light?
Saitama utilizes his absurdly superhuman strength and speed with techniques like his devastating normal punch. And if he wants to amp it up, the consecutive normal punches.
Are you kidding me? Those are his attack names? What kind of self-respecting anime protagonist is he?
Plain and simple, he's a satire of one. Instead of seeing his journey from the beginning and enjoying his struggle to the top, we join him when he's already there.
Basically, imagine if Goku went Super Saiyan in his fight against Jackie Chun. Kinda sucks all the drama out of it, doesn't it?
And that's the point. Far from the power fantasy the genre is known for, Saitama's life became an existential nightmare. Without suitable conflict, the struggle that had heretofore defined him became meaningless. His new reality was inescapably boring.
Which is really saying something when he can decimate mountains without even hitting them, or shatter asteroids that rank a 9 on the Torino scale. For those not in the Torino, that's equal to 1 trillion tons of TNT. This guy's training must have been insane.
100 push-ups, 100 sit-ups, and 100 squats, and a 10-kilometer run. Do it every single day.
You've got to be shitting me.
It doesn't make sense because it's not allowed to make sense. To be fair though, to someone who isn't already a trained soldier or athlete, keeping that workout routine every day for years is pretty much impossible.
While 100 push-ups and sit-ups are technically doable, especially if you space them out, doing 100 squats and then running half a marathon? every single day would absolutely destroy your legs.
Put simply, effective workouts involve shredding muscle fibers at the micro level, then allowing them time to repair themselves more durable than before. This repair process requires hydration, consuming protein and carbohydrates, and lots of sleep.
But Saitama's workout schedule doesn't give them time to repair, which means he was basically just ripping himself to shreds over and over and over. After a few days, he shouldn't even have been able to move, but he just kept going.
There might be an explanation. Take the brilliant scientist Dr. Genos, whose half-century of research into evolution Saitama erased in, well, one punch. According to Genos' hypothesis, Saitama's training broke his limiter.
Basically, every living thing on Earth has a limit to their natural abilities. At some point, no matter how badass they are, they'll plateau. Wait a minute. Have I peaked? I gotta go to the gym!
Well, Saitama trained so hard, he literally defied the laws of nature and reality. He just breaks the logic of his world. He crushed the entire field of evolutionary biology in the palm of his hand.
And while he has stated that his strength did eventually stop growing, it's pretty clear he's never gotten close to showing it off in full.
Such as when he fought the godlike alien conqueror Lord Boros, and finally broke out his serious punch. A blow where he punches a little harder than normal.
And reflected Boros' collapsing star-roaring cannon. Now, see, that's an attack. An energy blast that was going to blow up the friggin' planet. That's over 50 zetatons of TNT. Like a quadrillion of the world's strongest nukes going off at once.
Despite his obvious and overwhelming power, Saitama's accomplishments were never officially recognized. As if no one in their right minds could believe a psych ward Charlie Brown could save the world.
Well, he doesn't seem to mind. Almost as if being removed from anything resembling conflict gave him a perspective on how tropey and contrived his world is. Only Saitama's the only one in on the joke, because who cares about how far up their own ass a supervillain is when you can just chill at home with your buds and play video games?
Maybe that was the real lesson all along. Not to value our lives based on our accomplishments, but on the time we spend living and enjoying life's simple pleasures.
I'll leave that to Saitama, and I can't think of anything more pleasurable than punching so hard my name becomes a byword for literally unbeatable. The dude is the undisputed king of broken anime characters, because until Saitama finds his equal, he's gonna end all his fights in one punch!
I guess that takes care of that.
What do you think? Any thoughts on Saitama?
I mean, anime-wise, yeah, he's crazy. He's planetary. That's cool. Planetary's strong as hell. Solo's almost any verse. He's not multi. Can't beat Gil. Can't beat Rimuru. But, like, he's strong as hell. Oh, no.
Sailor man, hero, adventurer, sailor, man.
Alright, it's over.
Facts. It's over. How do you like that?
Marlboro factories every day. And if you ever wanted to know what angry cat sex sounds like, he can sing.
I'm Popeye the Sailor.
Oh, God.
How exactly do you know? Never mind. Popeye's origins are
Popeye the
born to the
Sailor Man.
clearly named Poop Deck Pappy. Popeye was, immediately upon birth, horrifically ugly. So ugly, his father fled in embarrassment of his spawn and never returned.
So Popeye grew up with a chip on his shoulder and a pop in his eye, especially after discovering his higher calling, beating the snot out of people.
Don't worry, Popeye's fists are righteous, only spilling the snot of those who deserve it. Inspired by his adopted father, Whaler Joe, Popeye set out to put his combat prowess to the test and join the Navy, becoming a true sailor man.
It was there he learned the sweet science of boxing and
that
to battle against
so
World War II era racial stereotypes. I'm being non-specific, not just for sensitivity, but because there are so many examples.
Originating in the era of rubber hose animation, Popeye's body is essentially made of, well, rubber, able to stretch, twist, squish, and squash any way he likes.
Or rev up his arm for a punch that'll knock you around the planet.
Popeye's punches are fascinating, since they can disincorporate their targets into composite elements, like turning anchors into fish hooks, an alligator into handbags, and several Native Americans. You know, I don't even want to know.
It's pretty simple, Wiz. He's a cartoon. He can basically do whatever he wants.
That's what I'm
He can
saying.
shoot fire from his corncob pipe, pull a canyon closed, punch bolts of lightning out of the air, and even give the sun a black eye.
Judging by the distance the sun is from the Earth, as well as the time it took for the high striker puck to reach it, the puck must have been moving at 500 times the speed of light. In order to generate that force, Popeye must have swung his fist just as fast. Hell, he's even shadowboxed so fast, he somehow occupied 2 places at once and hit himself.
So, was he just born this way? Is being ugly the secret to pulling insane bullshit superpowers out of your ass? Because if so, you might want to get on that, buddy.
No. The secret to Popeye's immense physical strength is simply the virtue of nutrition.
I knew you'd find a way to make it lame.
Specifically, Popeye has spent his life consuming a miracle herb that has turned him from a mere sailor into a veritable god. Spinach.
Propaganda straight from the
I
bean
get on
counters
this
at
shit,
Big
bro.
Vegetables. You'll never get me to eat my greens, damn you! It's only animal flesh and grain alcohol for me!
Originating in Persia,
Okay.
Spinachia oleracea is a leafy green nutrient and
I didn't like that.
antioxidant.
Yeah, I ain't like that
vegetable
either.
help
It's
prevent
kinda
cancer
nasty.
and
Whip
reduce
that
blood
out on
pressure.
us.
And apparently imbue your biceps with the power of God and anime.
While a normal can of spinach contains about 44 calories, when used in Popeye's world, its effects are multiplied. Not only does it immediately increase Popeye's already impressive strength and speed even further, it makes him virtually impervious to harm.
It lets him fly, turn invisible, shapeshift his body into literally anything, and even survive the universe getting turned off. That's right, this big whatever the hell that thing is apparently God, and he
Popeye
turned
don't win
off
this race, like I
reality
said.
in order to kill Popeye and his friends. Cause why not? Except guess what? Popeye was fine. Why? Because he eats his spinach.
I wonder what its nutritional content is like. Let's find out with math.
Oh no. Here, alright.
A single can of spinach in Popeye's world was once able to grow a beanstalk so tall it reached into outer space, all the way to a nearby solar system, and shattered this stylized yellow star. By measuring the volume of this spinach stalk and including the caloric density of regular spinach, we can calculate one single can of Popeye's spinach contains over 46 undecillion calories. That's over 700 octillion times greater than the total calories the average person will consume over their entire life.
That's over 46 million Yoda tons of TNT. Enough to destroy
They scaling the
a
TNT,
star,
bro.
or enough to punch your annoying neighbor so hard that when they land, they tilt the Earth.
By measuring the angle of the planet after tilting, we can determine its axis was adjusted by about 13 degrees in less than a second. That's a speed of about 1.8 million meters per second.
I wonder, is that enough to power a rocket ship so fast it travels backwards in time? Yeah, cause that happened. I only know of one type of herb that'll take you through time. Whatever kind of spinach it is, it sure ain't normal.
Not true. Popeye doesn't consume some special magical spinach. Any kind will do, even if it's handed to him by the audience in the real world watching his cartoon.
Oh,
He
I'm
can
throwing him
summon
in
cans to his
spinach,
side
bro.
by whistling for them, praying to gods, painting them into reality, or just waving his hand. The dude has literally been disintegrated into nothingness, then his nothingness grabbed a spinach can out of nowhere and ate it. Nothing ate it. His nothing. And then he came back with his I don't know.
He can even punch so hard he tears the film strip he's being animated on, or exit his cartoon to beat the shit out of his own animator.
So Popeye has basically fought 2 different versions of God and whooped their asses. You know, he's a pretty chill broski, considering he's basically a spinach-eating Lovecraftian nightmare.
But he's always down for a scrap, so if you decide to antagonize him, be aware you're messing with one of cartoon's all-time heavyweight champions. And for your own
He's
sake,
holding back. He's not
eat
using
your
the serious
fucking
part. Oh,
vegetables.
he's not using the serious part.
Popeye the Sailor Man.
Commercial break. If y'all enjoyed this video, if y'all love anime, make sure that you subscribe because I don't want to miss out on the new videos we gotta come see.
Oh man, the scrap's always so expensive. No thanks.
I can't stand no one bad-mouthing me spinach. Put 'em up, yes, big palooka.
Whatever.
Give him 1 to 2 and a 100.
Alright, these punches look pretty weak right now. Oh, never mind. I lied.
My man Ben's enough.
Bro, he turned into a whole different animation, bro.
Slow me down. You ain't got a scratch on yous.
I know, right? overwhelming strength is so boring.
Oh God. Yikes.
I can't read that.
Wait! There's no way! What the freak?
Nah.
Nah, Popeye's not out like that, bro. Popeye's not out like that. But I knew it.
Oh, that's fine.
A little bit more interesting now.
Animation on this is hit him with that gum punch! Bro, putting him into a different animation, bro.
You sure is one crazy gazookas.
I'm just a guy who's a hero for fun. Who the hell are you?
Yep, I am what I am, and that's all what I am.
Bro, why did you get him?
What do you know? How am I gonna get back home?
Bro. Why? Just why though?
There was no need.
Exactly.
Yeah, that was a habitat.
Bro, what? Wait, what just happened? What the? Bro, what? Did he punch him in CGI? What just happened? Bro, what is this?
Why did you get that? Oh, wait.
Bro.
Amazing! This is amazing! How did you get so strong?
It's me, Spinach.
Eats me spinach. Bro.
Did he throw him to us?
Oh shoot.
Can this be? My heart's beating so fast. My muscles ache. I can feel them again.
That's all I can stand, 'cause I can't stand no more.
Oh shoot.
I never thought it would happen. A serious fight. I
Whoa.
found it!
If they make him win, I swear to God.
Thank you, weird spinach mascot.
It better not be a tie. Saitama has fallen. Where are we at? Where are we at?
Woo!
Why does this look like Genshin?
Genshin Impact.
This does look like Genshin. Oh! He turned him into scrambled eggs. Oh, egghead!
He took a big gamble, but now he is
turned into
scrambled
an
by
egg.
Popeye the Sailor Man.
Oh, well, I guess you could say that fight
Wow.
was over easy. Wait, except isn't Saitama's whole gag that he can't lose?
It is, but it's more nuanced than that. Despite breaking his limiter, Saitama's strength isn't limitless. He's said so himself.
Breaking his limiter meant his potential strength was likely infinite, but there's nothing left in his world powerful enough to push him to get stronger, like a bodybuilder stuck with 5-pound dumbbells.
He also doesn't possess some magical ability to kill someone in one punch regardless of effort. Powerful adversaries like Boros and Garo have survived his blows repeatedly, albeit briefly,
Why did they go
and
out
he's
like
never met anyone quite like Popeye the Sailor Man.
According to the mangaka, One Punch Man's gag is that Saitama is an anime protagonist at the end of his series, slapped in at the beginning of his series, where he's too strong to have a challenge.
So, if we know Saitama's strength does have a limit, what is it?
We know he can deflect Boros' planet-destroying blast, but he was clearly super casual about it. He may have called it his serious punch, but that's the joke. He's only now getting kind of serious.
In order to get as generous a number as possible, let's assume Saitama was exerting the least amount of effort he could to throw that punch. Since he's still technically a human, we can assume the ratio between the least amount of effort possible and the most is relatively consistent with other humans. Let's just say he burned the equivalent of only 1 calorie relative to the strongest punch ever recorded, which was over 1,000 joules. For reference, the average person burns about 1 calorie a minute doing absolutely nothing.
Bro,
So this is assuming Saitama is literally as casual as physically possible.
That'd make his strongest punch about 200 times greater than his weakest. Using Boros' energy blast as a base, Saitama's theoretical strongest punch would be over 11 yotatons of TNT. That's absolutely insane, enough to annihilate Uranus 4 times over.
Well, that's impressive, but that's still far less than Popeye's star-busting power, which was millions of times greater. Sure, this is only an estimate. We don't know Saitama's full strength exactly, but the point is, whatever it may be, it can be
like
measured.
that was
but
literally
trying to
uncalled
compare them
for, bro.
with just numbers isn't the whole
He got
story.
sucked.
While
He did
Saitama
nothing
can
to him.
break his world fairly easily, it's still a semi-realistic world that generally obeys the laws of physics.
Popeye in his world, on the other hand, can't really be measured at all.
His
Dude's
soul came
occupied
out?
2 places at the same time, ripped the film strip he's animated on, and knocked out the guy drawing him. Can't do math to figure that out. Popeye's just on a whole other level of bullshit.
Even if Saitama was strong enough to kill Popeye in 1 punch, Popeye has survived being fully disintegrated, only to recover good as new. Hell, God turned off all of reality and Popeye just ignored it.
And on the flip side, there was nothing stopping Popeye from just turning Saitama into a bunch of eggs, which he can do without Spinach. So even if Popeye was weaker, he'd still have a way to finish the job in 1 punch.
Saitama was easily one of the strongest combatants we've ever seen, but pure strength was no match for Popeye's insane power, survivability, and plain old cartoon shenanigans.
If you thought nothing could match the One Punch Man, now you know Popeye's Spinach can.
The winner is Popeye.
Honestly, this is probably very accurate.
Nah,
death
there's no way. How do you beat 4th dimensional?
punching him to different enemies. Nah, what threw me off when they were like, I don't know, what was that, CGI, bro? I don't know what that was.
When they made him buff as hell.
I know. Y'all do want more Death Battle reactions, make sure y'all subscribe and check out the Death Battle playlist. I know there's only like 2 videos in there right now, but we'll get more out there. But I'm gonna head out and I'm gonna catch y'all in the next one.